Does Haki bloom with strong emotions? Does love affect one's Haki? We've seen characters such as Garp and Shanks display strong emotions for characters they care about. These strong emotions also may trigger their Haki. In this video, I'll explain to you how emotions affect Haki. But before we begin, please hit that like and subscribe button. I only have 14 subscribers at the moment. Let's get those numbers up. It'll mean the world to me and motivate me to keep making One Piece content for all you amazing people out there. In chapter 597, Rayleigh explains Haki to Luffy. He says, Haki is a power that lies dormant in people everywhere. The ability to sense spiritual energy and overpower enemies is something everyone possesses to some degree, but most never discover it. They live their lives without reaching their full potential. Maybe Shanks and Garp's attacks are all purely based off something that strengthens their Haki. Yes, a person's will is responsible for one's Haki, but I think there might be more to it. Like a person's emotions may also trigger their Haki. The same thing can be said for Saiyans and them awakening their Super Saiyan form. It's all tied to their emotions. You need an emotional trigger. Krillin dying in front of Goku led Goku to become a Super Saiyan. Ace dying in front of Luffy awakened something inside. It helped him get stronger in those 2 years he was training. In Marineford, Garp was faced with an internal conflict where he had to choose between the Marines or to betray the government in front of millions to help a pirate. Normally he wouldn't have a problem with a pirate being taken down for their crimes, but this time it's family. Garp was going to lose family. Garp was in a constant battle with this eternal struggle. This was the first time Garp had to make a choice, either help his family or go against the very people he's worked all his life with, the people who look up to him. He's their hero. Garp would have killed Akiano that day Ace was killed. The love Garp had for Ace would probably have given his fist to love enough force to destroy all of Marineford with just one punch to the air. Garp's attack, Galaxy Impact, can be similar to Goku's Spirit Bomb from Dragon Ball. The Spirit Bomb, which is made up of all living organisms' energy, is stored into a big ball. Garp's Galaxy Impact carries the people's hopes and dreams. The Marines that look up to Garp, everyone that depends on him, all their spirits are stored into the Galaxy Impact. Kobe getting captured by Blackbeard led Garp's Haki to increase, which led to a massive Haki attack, Galaxy Impact. Garp's love for his protege is the size of a galaxy, and if you want to take it even further, the definition to galaxy is a system of millions or billions of stars, together with gas and dust, held together by a gravitational attraction. The billions of stars in the galaxy represent the people, and how they are the future, such as Kobe. He's part of the galaxy along with everyone Garp cares about and all the innocents of the planet. The stars are held together by a gravitational attraction. This gravitational attraction can represent Garp's influence he has as the hero of the Marines. Many people probably joined the Marines, all because of Garp. He's a hero to look up to, a hero with an image to withhold. His title of hero gives the people hope. It's interesting how C is in the word galaxy. Pretty much a tidal wave of love was crashing into Hachinosu. Speaking of love, Garp's fist of love was first mentioned on chapter 431. Some may say it's Oda's first early glimpses of Haki. Yes, that's true, but I think it probably represents another way to access Haki, through emotions. There's a video by Parvision where he talks about elemental Haki, such as Sanji and Luffy being able to use fire. He also mentions how Eno may have awakened the Haki of characters he shocked half to death like Sanji and Usopp. I'll link his video in the description. Make sure to check it out. But there isn't just elemental Haki, there is also love Haki, and maybe even comedy Haki. These emotions are all fueled by Haki. Your Haki is able to manipulate the emotions of others. For example, in chapter 742 back in Dressrosa, Usopp was able to knock out Sugar unconscious, and that knockout looked like a conqueror's Haki knockout. But Usopp did it with comedy. Usopp was able to scare Sugar with his face. I guess you can say Shanks did the same thing to the Sea King all the way back in chapter 1. But he was serious, and so was Usopp. He was seriously in need of some water. Usopp was able to knock out Perona with his comedy Haki too, in chapter 466. He knocked her out with his fake hammer. He made Perona believe it was real. He triggered Perona's fears by attacking her with cockroaches. Her emotions were in a vulnerable state. Usopp used fear to his advantage. Both Sugar and Perona were scared. Zoro actually did this with Monet as well in chapter 687. He made her believe he cut her with Haki and practically knocked her out with his bluff. I believe Usopp and Zoro triggered their opponent's emotions. Usopp knocked out Perona and Sugar with the strong emotions of negativity and pain. He was able to manipulate their emotions and even have them believe anything he said, leading Sugar and Perona to pass out. Zoro's overwhelming presence scared Monet and left her emotions in a vulnerable state. Back in chapter 1079, before Shanks attacked Kid, he gave Kid a background check. He then saw what was going to happen to his fleet with his future sight. This also triggered emotions in Shanks. He now needed to protect the ones he cares about, just like Garp. Shanks judged Kid by reading the documents that were handed to him. Shanks probably read about Kid's violent reputation. Shanks' divine departure was him casting his divine judgment to Kid. This actually reminded me of when Rayleigh was training Luffy. Back in chapter 894, Rayleigh asked Luffy what would Luffy do if he went up against someone who looked into the future. Luffy said it all depends on how the personality is, what they're like. Rayleigh also mentions how Luffy is attuned to the emotions of living things. In the series, it seems that characters who can manipulate people's emotions, such as fear and love, are able to manipulate the spirit or will of others. I believe this is due to characters having observation haki. And in order to use Conqueror's Haki, you need to be able to use Observation Haki to an extent. That way you can break the emotions and spirits of others. Shanks got to see what Kid was like by looking in the documents and seeing the future, so he gave Kid his own judgment, versus when Luffy and Katakuri became friends. Shanks saw the threat and damage Kid would have done. Shanks did what he had to do. This was the beginning or end of Kid's and Shanks' journey. Shanks' journey for the One Piece had just started, especially since he got the Poneglyph rubbings from Kid. Kid will take a new path on his adventure now thanks to Shanks. I think we will see Kid come back as a new person, just like Bellamy. Kid practically did get Bellamy'd. I really don't think Oda killed Kid. Kid can still get his revenge and take down Shanks. Maybe Garp really does take down Blackbeard. And later, Kid kills Shanks so Luffy will get his revenge on Kid. A final battle of Luffy versus Kid. But that's probably not gonna happen. Shanks probably awakened Kid's Haki by hitting him with a Haki attack, just like Wingsun hitting Gon and Killua to awaken their Nen in Hunter x Hunter. Both Garp and Shanks are taking a gamble for the new era. Garp is practically putting his life in the line against the Yonko crew to save Kobe, a person who he sees a bright future in. Same can be said with Shanks with Luffy. He made a gamble on Luffy, he took a chance for the new era. But not with Kid. He didn't take any chances against Kid. He saw what Kid was capable of with his future sight. Kid really doesn't have any spot in the story at the moment, besides having magnetic powers that seem very useful at fighting the One Piece. I'm assuming Kid doesn't need a log post to travel the sea. What's interesting is that Kobe was saved by both Shanks and Garp. Look at what Shanks created. He made Luffy into what he is today, a Yonko that can use advanced Conqueror's Haki. And look at what Garp created. He made Kobe into a marine who could use Rokushiki, the Saru technique, which you move in high speeds by kicking off the ground. And speaking of kicking off the ground, I wonder if that's what Garp did to launch his ship over Hachinosu. He just punched the air. Instead of kicking it to move at high speeds. Kobe can also use Observation Haki, which he awakened at Marineford. He can also use Armament Haki. Kobe literally went from zero to hero. After seeing the links Garp would take for him and everything Garp has taught him in just 2 years, I think something awakened in Kobe. Something similar that was awakened in Luffy. Something that will help make him into the new Garp of the Marines. The hero Garp always wanted to be. A hero where you don't have to choose between family or the people that look up to you. A world where the right thing doesn't make you feel like you made the wrong choice. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like and subscribe button. It'll mean the world to me, and I only have 14 subscribers, so let's get those numbers up. Comment down below if you have any questions or if you just want to talk about One Piece. Laters.